Good coffee.
Do you want these?
Want to snip your calzone?
No, don't. This is the way it's meant to be.
You want to snip your calzone, mate?
You made it into like shoe leather strips.
Did Chris ever explain why he sent Pete to that crazy hotel room for his honeymoon?
No, he didn't.
Crazy hotel.
The Savoy.
God, don't bring that bloody story.
Alright, we're not gonna say it. He wanted to give her a very
The downfall of Chris begins with this story.
Downfall. Just wanted you could have a nice honeymoon.
and put me in generational debt.
Oh, God.
I don't think I've ever paid for anything so extravagant in my life. Just so that Michael the butler could lose my bags.
Yeah, that's not so good. You should have left a bad review.
I always find that, like, the famous hotel in any place is always just a rip-off. It's never worth the money.
It can be.
It's never worth the money.
It's good that you've come to that conclusion now. Thank you.
Well, I stayed
Don't
there.
ask me. I have an amazing hotel I could have recommended you.
You enjoyed it though. You said she liked the afternoon tea. Which is what the bloody hotel's famous for.
Could have just gone to that.
You can get the afternoon tea there without staying
Yeah, but
there.
that's where it started. It's like they already
Yeah,
has
that's
tea
right.
hall and.
They do it right, though. They do it right. I do miss good afternoon tea. The afternoon tea in Japan's so bad.
It's always missing something, isn't
They
it?
don't have enough savoury stuff. Never enough sandwiches.
Do people regularly go to afternoon tea in England? Or is it a special occasion, like once a year?
Especially birthdays mainly.
Maybe my mum with
And divorces.
her friends. Or maybe like once every 2 months, I don't know. Actually, my mum doesn't really do afternoon tea.
Can you go to like Fortnum and Masons and do it or something? Do they have them at... No.
They do have a little
You
restaurant.
get ripped off for sure.
Rubbish.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Rubbish.
That was where Ian
Because
recommended
the
it.
tea is, honestly, the tea is the small part in the afternoon tea. It's more about the food. So it's not so much about the brand or whatever. It's about like, can you get the sandwiches? Is it good service? Are they giving you like unlimited stuff, or is it like refillable, or is it like what are the sweets and how are they?
It was quite expensive the one downfall was they had this girls next to us that were enjoying these fine chats of British
God, I hate
culture.
when people enjoy this meal.
And they had
Down there,
this
people having their fun.
champagne or something, and it had this giant.
Oh no!
And then they come out and pop, and it does like this.
Oh, no, she
and
saw
she
it.
was like, I was like, one of those, please, and put it on my tab. And so they brought it, and it was like £80 for that that bubble.
That's $100.
And I was like, sterling. Oh my god, I gotta go to the mines to find it. So it's so expensive, but she liked that, and then she was robbed. Minutes later,
Yay, London.
back-to-back robberies.
London's fucked.
I mean, it's just like any city in Europe, really, where like you'll have the best, most authentic, well-priced thing next to the most biggest rip-off piece of shit thing. And London's just really hard to find anything that's like good if you don't know anyone from there or who lives there.
It's a cool city, though.
It's pretty,
I want to spend more time there.
If you like history, it's like one of the best.
Yeah, it's really cool.
coolest
Getting lost
cities.
down the street in London, I will say.
So many old like vestiges of history on each street corner.
There's always like a museum, or you'll go down the alleyway, but Jack the Ripper killed 3 women here. It's like, yeah.
Or there'll be
That was
like a
near
thing. There'll be like
Spitalfields.
what was this little cubby in the wall? And it's like, oh, this is where the ferrymen used to sit like 300 years ago. And they just haven't gotten rid of it.
There's a YouTube guy who's this old English gentleman.
Yeah,
He just walks around and he just gives
it's so good.
just insights on back streets and cobblestones. But he's not very famous. He's just very charming.
I watch way too much history YouTube stuff.
And in England, they have this thing where they put the blue sign where someone
Like if someone famous was from there.
it was like Lord Plumley lived here, and you're like, oh, cool, I want to know about him. And he was whatever. So I just enjoyed seeing all of that. But
And why is London so bad? What happened? Where do we begin? Chapter 1. The Rise. We go back to 1500.
I want to revisit though, with my stuff under lock and key.
They were carrying money.
I like going because
fun for children,
I
guys.
have like loads of friends, and that's great because
And they know where to go and what to do.
Yeah, it's like they'll be like, oh, this new thing opened up. It's been good. I've been there like 3 times. I'll take you. And I'm like, great. Let's have a good night out. Let's go. I like London a lot, but I also left for 2 years, which I think is the perfect amount to be in London. And I was like, I'm done.
You lived there for 2 years.
2 years, and then I was like, I'm out. That was enough. That was my London fill. I could tell by the end of 2 years. I was like,
Were you working full time as a YouTuber during that time?
yeah, and doing voiceover full time too.
Did you then you did voiceover training.
So I was doing the voiceover training while getting my degree.
You used to go to London, right? Didn't you?
I would take the 3.5 hour train or 4 hour train from Swansea to London.
How often? Every weekend? Or?
Every weekend.
Fuck.
And
How long
sometimes, what do you mean?
How long was that? A year?
Every week for like 6 months.
Fuck.
And then I was like, I'm losing money on the train and hotels. And like all the gigs I was getting, I was losing it. And then, right when I finished, I was like, I'm moving to London. I knew I was going to move. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I lived in Morden, which I moved there, and then like near Wimbledon. And my parents came down to help move me in. And when I went into like my house, they were like, "Oh gosh, are you sure you want to live here?"
Is Morden like Croydon?
It's not far off.
Not far away.
It's
really?
pretty bad level. It's pretty bad. If anyone's from London, they'll know it's pretty bad. It's the end of the Northern Line.
Oh, is it?
It's the last stop on the line. So you can imagine what the last stop is like.
Why did you pick Morden?
It's cheap. And also, the Northern Line was really good. I like the Northern Line a lot. You could hit up, you went to Bank. You had, what else on the Northern Line? I always had to change a bank.
Northern Line.
Leicester Square.
King's Cross, I think.
King's Cross from Northern Line.
Does it go to Karen's Cross?
No.
Oh, that's where I was wrong.
Liverpool Street? Is Liverpool Street?
Liverpool Street?
No. Not Northern. No, I've changed from Bank to Liverpool Street. I liked living in London, but then I got really sick of commuting from Morton. And then I had a family member, like 2 cousins removed, who lived in Wimbledon, which is like literally the next town over. And it's like night and day, the difference in affluence.
Really?
It goes from like super broke to like the most amazingly like insane houses, parks, beautiful.
One stop.
It's not on the Northern Line, so you had to like take
There
a
is no
bus.
stop.
Oh.
To like drive, yeah.
I mean, it was like, it was very, very different. And their house was crazy.
Wimbledon's great. I lived there for... And then I moved to Croydon.
Oh, so you were pretty close to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you learn at voice acting school? You told me one interesting thing you said when I do voiceovers, I start to get quiet at the end of the sentence.
Yeah, people do that. They start to lose steam.
And today we're going to the shop and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, everyone always starts really high pitch, like high energy, and loses it. And it's really like.
How do you keep it up? What's the secret?
I think you need to come into the line with like the right energy. So I normally say like okay before I say the line, so that I like get that spike out, and then I go like that, and then I'll do it. But no, you just got to be conscious. I always look at it like in my head, I'm picturing in math, like a sine wave.
Right.
You know, you see like the energy going up and down.
It's the one piece of advice I can't follow. So I was like,
sorry.
I'm ready for an example, and he's like, I use math. I'm like, oh no. Give me a different.
You think like, you imagine like the.
Oh, just the volume. The volume.
Not volume's different.
like
but
building a bridge.
Energy. Like how much.
Yeah.
You're like you know where the peak is.
Sure.
You're like the peak is here at the line. This is when I hit it. But then you don't want it to trail off, because trailing off rarely ever sounds good.
No.
Unless you need it to.
Unless it's a character choice or some sort of joke that you're kind of running out of.
But yeah, so doing that, and then I got the opportunity to move out here.
Wow. So there you go. Now you can
The rest
be
is history.
abroad in VA.
What?
You could just start trying to do some voice acting work.
Abroad in VA does not sound good.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a porn.
Some donations, anonymous. TNT Mark, thank you for 25. Been a rough week. Thank you for giving me something to look forward to after work this week. Love you all. Missed Pete yesterday. Maricel, well, he's right here right now. So
Back.
Enjoy him.
Shrine in here. Your donation box was empty and now is in my wallet. Oh no. Offering a prayer for your health and successful switch to pre-order. I tried to pre-order, but because I have a British account when I moved here, and then I also had a Japanese account, but I hadn't a Nintendo membership on the Japanese account. They were like, "Oh, you haven't played enough multiplayer games to be qualified." Like, what the fuck?
What?
Oh my god.
It's so fucking stupid. So I couldn't pre-order it. So I'm gonna have to rob someone. Shout out to 88. You've given so much money. What?
You're gonna rob someone.
Visit my house on June 7th.
He remembers robbing really well.
Yeah, so that's how they all became criminals. They couldn't get
You're
it.
robbing someone?
No, you're robbing me.
Well, you have a Switch?
My wife will get one, then you'll steal it from her. I can already.
You won the pre-order?
No, I didn't even try. I don't want that shit.
Oh.